Good morning. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living 10 a.m. meditation. My name is Anne Bauman and I'm a practitioner. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I invite you to take a nice breath in and be aware of your breathing, following along with the rhythmic circulation of your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Aware of that gentle, natural flow that flows naturally. With each breath, you're feeling that relaxation, your mind becoming clear and open, ready to receive what it is that Spirit has for you today. Any stray thoughts may simply come and simply go. Let these pass through you as you continue this rhythmic flow of your breathing. Feel every part of your body relax from the top of your head to the tip of your toes as you follow this calming pattern. I invite you to prepare to open your consciousness and claim your good. And move through life knowing that this is your divine inheritance. Know that there is unlimited abundance in your life and the gifts of the kingdom are yours. As we clear out our minds and breathe easily and effortlessly, follow me on an internal journey. A compilation of The Shining Path and I Went Into a Mountain, 2 passages from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. The pathway of life shines before me unto the perfect day, and I walk the pathway of the soul to the gate of good. As I pass through this gate, I continue to go deeper and deeper within. And I peel away layers and layers until I know I have arrived at my inner truth and my inner power. This power is always present and available to me. I have discovered a secret place, a quiet place within, where the thought goes into a mountain high above the din of the world. And I have found in this mountain a place of peace and rest, a place of joy and comfort to the heart. And I have discovered that this secret place of spirit is within my own soul. In the secret place, I am now entered into my good, and I have entered into the fulfillment of my desires. Nothing need to be added to or nothing can be taken from this all good, which is forever expressing itself in me. Daily shall I receive its grace blessings, its greatest blessings, and my soul shall rejoice forevermore in its calming presence. As we continue to breathe in and experience this essence within, this soul, this beauty, I will affirm that my soul within me rejoices as I am in a safe and sacred place. I am made glad as I behold my inner light, my inner power. The all-good has claimed me as its own. Spirit, be still within me and behold the beauty. My good is at hand, and so I receive my good. I will listen for the voice and rejoice in this life within me. Let us surrender to a few moments of reflection and musical interlude. Continue in that warm, wonderful feeling, knowing that the pathway of life shines before us into the perfect day. I walk this pathway of the soul to the gate of good, and know that I am now entered into my good. I fully accept it and rejoice that it's here with me. I affirm that I have entered into the secret place of the soul. My good will remain with me, and I will listen for Spirit's voice. Complete calm reigns supreme as Spirit continues to talk to me, knowing that I have entered into the fulfillment of my desires. I rest in this security and peace, and know that this inner light shines forth and continues to illumine the way. I am one with the universal essence of life, of spirit, and its substance will manifest in my experience as I believe. I am filled with joy knowing that all the good that I desire is mine. It is my birthright. And I know that this birthright will continue into my week, into my month, into my year, filling me up with joy, filling me up with good. So going forward, I invite you to re-enter the room, slowly becoming aware of your surroundings. Slightly moving and opening your eyes. When you're ready to join us again. Namaste.
To smell
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Joni Bauman, and I'm a religious science practitioner, and I'll be sharing the announcements with you today. A huge thank you to everyone who's here with us in person and also on our Facebook page for meditation and Sunday celebration. Our 2022 pledge campaign is nearing completion. Thank you to everyone who's pledged for 2022. Your donations and pledges not only help us celebrate here on Sundays, but they also help us provide online inspiration as well. As of today, we are at, drum roll please, $76,640 of our 2022 pledge goal of $95,000. Yay! If you would like to pledge for 2022, you still can. If you need a pledge campaign packet, please contact the office or you can pick up one here in the lobby. For those that have received a packet and not yet returned it to the center, we will contact you to make sure you did receive your campaign packet. Here's a message to all CCSL members. It's almost that time of year for our 2022 annual meeting and elections here at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. If you'd like to consider serving on Core Council, Nominating Core, or Vision Core, we would love to have you. If so, please contact myself or the office for more detailed information. Reminder, to be eligible for any core position, you must be a member at CCSL. We really appreciate those who have stepped up so far and offered to be considered. We could use a few more, so please contact us if all possible. If you would like prayer after service or any time throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our Facebook page. Today after service, our practitioners will be in the anteroom just outside these doors. So that's the news for today. Let's all stand and sing our opening song, Holy, Holy Way by Ricky Byers-Beckwith. But I did not. So good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I am Margie Sammons. I'm a religious science practitioner here at the center, one of many practitioners here at the center. And I'm welcoming you this morning. Welcome to the people that are here,
to our folks online, and even to those people that are going to be watching later. We are an inclusive society or philosophy or community where we honor and love you wherever you are on your path to God, however you are in the world. So again, welcome. So let's read our mission statement, if you would, along with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. So I would like to thank practitioner Joni Bauman for the beautiful meditation this morning. And I'd also like to thank Sarah Awad for holding consciousness, holding high watch for us for service today. And that just allows us to bring the energy and the love up even higher. And so now I'd like to reintroduce Joni back to the platform.
We now begin our sacred service. A reading from Ernest Holmes' Science of Mind, page 82, paragraph 2. In moments of real inspiration, we understand, at least to some degree, that God is all. That which has within itself is all that really is, the life in everything and the love through everything. Now let the music take us within. And as we contemplate these inspiring words, let go of the shore, float into the mystery. I am conscious of Spirit's presence, infinite love, and generosity. The love of this wonderful presence is within me and everyone in this service and is radiating to us all, is flowing through us all, much like beautiful music that touches our hearts. We are one with this universal essence of life and feel the richness that is ours to share. And as we just heard, we have all we need. It's all inside of us. I claim that we are abundantly supplied with everything that makes for beauty, well-being, progressive living, prosperity, happiness, all of it. The gifts of the Spirit are ours to receive, and we accept these gifts with expectancy, joy, and very much gratitude and wonder. Our cup is overflowing, and as I know this, I know our service is in divine order, perfect and blessed, lifting us up with the power and the wholeness of the One. I release this understanding of this oneness, this truth into the law, knowing that it is already done in the mind of Spirit. So with a grateful heart for this loving and enlightened presence within, please join me in saying, and so it is. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore. Flow into your mystery. Flow into your mystery. Presence,
Carissa. That was beautiful. So good morning again. Welcome to the month of February, a new month. And so we take our theme of living everyday wonder and we focus, we move the focus from that and focus this month on our inner life. And so this week's topic title is, Can I See the God in Me? So now this is a very interesting question that we can ask ourselves. And I know personally I'm going to have a lot of deep reflection on this question because I can't even see the future minister in me. And now I'm asking to see the God in me. That's a big step. So there's some inner work that needs to go on. But before I get into the topic, and actually this will probably bring us back around to the topic, I wanted to share a few things. So I have a lot to share today. And first of all, I want to thank this community for choosing me to be your spiritual leader, your spiritual director. I am really, truly humbled by this. We'll work out all the details over the next few weeks and you'll hear more about it. But I just want to share that my commitment to you, my community, is to listen, to love, and to lead with what I hope is wisdom and compassion. So I thank you for this honor. And in January, as it seems kind of funny, but as divine right order would have it, I was in my first ministry class. So that's a class where you get to the nuts and bolts of what it's like to be a minister. I'm smiling at Amy because she's been through all these classes. And how you go about, graduating, things like that. And in this class, it was a great class. And we had an instructor that led us to create a sacred covenant with Spirit, our own personal sacred covenant with Spirit for our ministry in the world. So our sacred covenant, say that fast, is it's a living document. So it can change and grow as my ministry changes and grows, as I change and grow. However, there are a couple of pieces that I like to share with you now. What we did was we used a sacred practice, spiritual practice of visioning to reveal from Spirit our word for our ministry. And then the next step was to research holy books to find our promise from God that's associated with that word. So the word from my visioning was wisdom. And my promise, as I looked through the Bible, Science of Mind, other religious text, quotes, those kinds of things, my promise came from the Science of Mind text, surprisingly. What was revealed to me was this quote as my promise. The children of wisdom look to the inner and not the outer for justification. And this is in Science of Mind 442.3. So I thought that was really funny how for this month, it just so happens that our theme is our inner life. And I picked this promise 2 or 3 weeks ago, not remembering we were going into our inner life, but it's just, again, divine right order that it was confirmation for me, again, to take the time to go within, take the time to listen to what Spirit has to share with me. So the other aspect of my covenant that I'll share is my purpose statement. Again, it was arrived through a visioning process too. So my visioning statement is this: to know and convey the healing power of love, serving as a fully supported and prospered expression of Spirit. So now, interestingly enough, I was inspired to this purpose statement through Columbus Center for Spiritual Living's own vision statement. So, every Sunday we say our mission statement together, and the mission statement is feet on the floor, what are we doing? And the vision statement is what we aspire, the goals we aspire to attain as we move forward in the world. It's also a way that we see ourselves as a community, and we see the God in us as a community. So I'm just going to read our vision statement because we don't hear enough about it. So the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living vision statement is that we are a powerhouse of spiritual consciousness, a community with arms wide open, celebrating the diversity of all life. Our beautiful campus reflects our prosperity consciousness. We engage science of mind practices to awaken to our full potential. And we are a catalyst for right relationship with planet Earth. We know the healing power of love. So my purpose is to be a vehicle for conveying that healing power of love. I just wanted to share that with you. Now, January was a really busy month for me, not only because on the core council we were doing a lot of work, talking to a lot of people about the leadership decision that was just made, but also back in the fall I had decided that I was going to go to the Centers for Spiritual Living convention in January. So I have to say the convention was really great. I had not been, I had to count back, this was really sad, but I had not been to a convention for 10 years. It was, whatever that is, 2012, I guess. But it was really good for the soul, and what I really liked about it was it provided me an opportunity to hear from Centers for Spiritual Living's leaders about what direction we're moving to as an organization and how we are all doing in all of these unprecedented times. The pandemic kind of stuff. So our spiritual leader, Dr. Edward Villon's opening keynote address was really awe-inspiring. I wanted to play it today, but it's about, by itself, 40 minutes long, and as I went through it, there was no part of it that I could leave out. So my plan is to, at our next community, when we next have a community meeting, to share that video and the full opening video, because there was some music came into us through Zoom. There was an opening address and then Dr. Edward Villon's address. But I am going to speak about, mention a couple things that he said, because it was, as I said before, very inspiring. So Dr. Villon talked about the fact that this year and this convention was the 10th anniversary of the two separate religious science organizations coming together as one. So we had United Centers and we had International Religious Science Centers. And in 2012, everyone came together and voted to become Centers for Spiritual Living. So we came back together as one. And then he pondered, and of course the way he ponders makes us ponder, what will we as an organization be doing today that supports our organization 10 years into the future? One of the things he said, and he kind of quipped this, but it was really quite funny. He said, we've all learned that we have to adapt, pivot, and change, and then rinse and repeat. And he used that a couple of times to remind us, because how true it is. I mean, just think about our community. We have had to adapt, pivot, and change, and then rinse and repeat. And think about your own lives, your individual lives. We have had to make changes. We have had to adapt, we have had to pivot, and then we have to do it all over again when something new happens, just like the weather we had this weekend. We thought we were good. Look, it snowed, it iced. So Dr. Villon's powerful message for the future included being aware of and responding to the difficult questions of our times. And he said that these questions are asking themselves. Doesn't matter if we want to hear them or not. Again, this relates to us knowing our inner selves and exploring our inner selves. How are we going to answer these questions? Because our outer self is that we are dressed in a body and we have a personality. That's our outer self. But we are so much more than that. Our inner self knows that we are divine beings who have come to work on our consciousness, to remember who we truly are, and to remember our essential being is our divine nature. And that divinity is the source of our true power. If we take this to heart, then we are bound to not only know the principles of science of mind, but to practice them outward in our daily lives. And this calls for us to be in touch with our inner selves. Now, there are many terms that have been used to express the concept of divinity. Scientists will call it pure energy. Philosophers refer to it as an infinite intelligence. And according to the theologies of different cults and religions, there are many names: God, the Tao, Yahweh, and many more. Too many to list here. But they all have the same meaning and denote that this power, this source, this thing we call sometimes God, is a unique principle. Every human being is a divine creation made of the one substance, this divinity. Each of us is an individualized and unique personification of the infinite spirit. This embodied spirit in us is our true essence and the essence of every human being. This pure essence is what we like to call our divine spark. It cannot be lost or damaged or diminished or destroyed, because we are on an eternal journey. And all human beings are part of God, all of us. This oneness with spirit and with all human beings is irrevocable and eternal. This is the main principle that guides us as religious scientists in what we think and what we do. So another thing that Dr. Villon shared is that we are being invited to the table to investigate what exactly does spiritual bypass mean, and are we complicit in it? So I ask you to go within to your inner self and ask yourself this: do we just sing Kumbaya and hold hands, ignoring the world? Or are we willing to stand in principle? And what principle? What do we believe? You know, I'm not going to read through our whole What We Believe document today, but I did pull out two statements, two tenets that I believe reflect the oneness that is so important to us. The first one is, we believe in the individualization of the spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. That's oneness. So I was really excited to hear Dr. Villon speak because I'm excited to be part of an organization that believes in the sacredness of all, that oneness is not sameness, and an organization that is willing to stand up and speak out for the sacredness of all. And I really do look forward to sharing his talk in its entirety at our next community meeting. Who knows? We might be able to have a potluck, food, community. Keep our fingers crossed. So that's not all for January. So during the convention this year, I had the privilege of witnessing the ordination of our former CSL minister and current senior minister of CSL Greater Dayton, Reverend Catherine Bliss. And to increase the joy, Reverend C.C. Coltrane, who's the retired senior minister of CSL Greater Dayton and currently the president of Holmes Institute School of Consciousness Studies, received an esteemed honorary doctorate for her work with Centers for Spiritual Living. So I'll tell you, those were two wonderful events to witness and to have joy about. But I'm not finished, and I think you'll really like this one. I also got to visit with our beloved former senior minister, Reverend Molly Cameron. I get goosebumps. I was so excited when I heard that she was planning to attend to celebrate her sister, Reverend Dr. Cece, and Reverend Catherine's honors, during the convention. And when she got there, it was honestly a joy to see her. I was like, oh my gosh. I had not seen her since, I don't know, August of 2019, however long ago that was. She was so rested and she was so joy-filled. You could just see it in her face. You could just see joy emanating from her. So she lives in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, very close to her two sisters in a very rural community, and she loves it. She has her own four-wheel drive pickup truck, which is, and for any of you that know her, she loves pickup trucks. And she shares that. That's a communal vehicle because that she shares with her sisters, and I think a couple neighbors. It's a really small place because their weather is way up there. It's Michigan. It's way up there above Wisconsin, UP. I mean, it's rural. So they really need it up there in the weather. So, of course, I asked Reverend Molly if she would share some words to this community, and she happily did. So I'm going to read you those right now. So just picture her in your mind. Dear community, I'm glad you've made it through all the challenges you've had to tackle since I left Columbus. I'm proud of you all for the hard work, keeping each other healthy, and keeping it together during these chaotic times. What I know is that the work we did together here at Columbus Center has changed me profoundly, and I hope that is true for you as well. I now live in a little town out in the woods, and my work these days is to practice, seeing the good in people and responding with kindness. I do believe it's that simple. But simple is not easy, is it? That's why we practice. I think often and lovingly of you all as I grow my wildflowers and veggies, walk my dog, and visit the Fox family across the street. I'll remember the fun times and all the faces I am so fond of. Be well, my loves. Reverend Molly. So I'm going to end this talk just by bringing us back to our theme for February, our inner life, and seeing the God within ourselves. Because everything I've shared today is about allowing the God within to shine forth, to shine out of us, from us. So when we love ourselves for who we really are, individually and collectively, we automatically elevate our spiritual consciousness and consequently that love for ourselves and for others. To live life with the Spirit is to live with wisdom, and the result is a prosperous and successful life. So when we love each other, we are innately loving, kind, generous, respectful, and so much more. We express all the virtues that derive from Spirit, from love. So the way one feels about oneself actually determines the quality of life. So understanding and accepting of oneself is the most important thing in life. So this week we're invited to remember this, that not only am I one with Spirit, but that this Spirit is all that I am. I am that. So let's just take this in a prayer. There is one principle and cosmic reality presence in the universe. Some call it Spirit, infinite intelligence, pure energy, the Tao, Yahweh, Source, the thing itself, God. Everything in creation originates from this one source. There's only this one divinity. It is all that is, has been, and will be. Spirit is unconditionally love, compassion, wisdom, joy, and so much more. From this one infinite source comes the spiritual, mental, and physical universe. All life, all love, all order, all energy, all harmony, all being, all physical form or effect, all creation. All physical and spiritual principles and laws are contained in this one. I am one with this power, as are all its creations, and it is from this connection of co-creation with Source that empowers me to affirm this statement from our global vision. We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. And I know that this is the capital T truth of who we have all come to be in this world. I know that our celebration today honors that truth and lives it as the healing power of love. So my heart is overflowing with appreciation and gratitude for this knowing, for this way of being in the world. And I release this word into the river of the law, knowing that it is already done in the infinite mind of the Source that sources all. I say amen, ashe, and we close together by saying, and so it is. Thank you. So now it's time to celebrate the giving of our gifts. And I want to thank everyone for the way that you're continuing to consciously contribute to the center during these times. We're honored to be able to continue to support you spiritually, and we appreciate the gifts and the conscious contributions you make to Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. These are important because they help us fulfill our vision, as stated earlier, of creating a world that works for everyone. So as we engage with the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source, and we are circulating spirit's energy in the form of money by giving and receiving. So when the basket comes around, if you don't have anything to give or you've given electronically, just give us some love. Just put your hands, as Reverend Amy says, over that basket and share your love. So take your gift right now, or your hands, and you can place them over your heart or fold them and just say our affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
So join us as we witness the law of circulation, singing God You Are.
2, 3, 4. God is certainly everything and everywhere present, and I am thankful. Holy gratitude to all who contributed and participated in the service today, and all of you watching here and on Facebook. I know that the gifts presented here are given and received with love, joy, and a sense of abundance, and of infinite source for all. Thankful that we are all one, and for the many gifts we bring. Together we sing. And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be. And now I'd like to go through our little gratitude roll, which we do every Sunday. I'd like to thank our practitioner, Joni Bauman, for the meditation as well as being on platform today. practitioner Sarah Awad for holding high watch for us today. A big thank you to our featured musician, Carissa Holmes, along with our center trio, Tony Bernardi on piano, Steve Paracas on bass, and Jimmy Casto on drums. Yoo-ha! We also want to thank Tom Flanagan, who's substituting today for sound. Great job. Julie Colburn, our Eternal Service Coordinator back there. Dave Scarborough for live streaming to Facebook, and Jay Westfall on slides today. Thank you to our song leaders, Mac and Helen Ware, and all the other volunteers, too numerous to mention, but in our hearts, that help create this sacred space that we put together for celebration. And last but not least, thanks to all of you who weathered the frigid temperatures to come out today. It's a huge crowd, don't panic. It's a huge crowd. And thank you to all of us who are joining online, either right at this moment or later on YouTube. If you're joining us for the first time today, we welcome you, and Julie will have a packet for you that you can get from her for more information. If you want more information and you're online, not here physically, go to our Facebook page, send us a private message, go to our website and fill out the form. We're happy to send you information and chat with you about our center. So let's say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
So let's all stand and sing our final song. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today.